So, Namaskar, my dear students. We are going to start with the syllabus of subject botany for class 12 from today onwards. And the first chapter that I am going to discuss with you is the very first chapter of your botany syllabus, and that is the reproduction in the flowering plants. So, my dear students, let us first of all understand what is meant by the term reproduction. Reproduction is the biological process by which new individual organisms are produced. It is the process of the perpetuation of the species. That is, it is the process by which the gone individuals, the dead individuals, are replaced by the new ones. It is the process of the continuity of the species. Reproduction is the fundamental feature of all the known life. Each individual organisms exist as a result of reproduction. In short, we can say that it is the process by which new organisms are produced or generated. It is the mechanism of the species continuation. Broadly, there are various types of the reproduction, and broadly we have classified the types of reproduction into two types, the asexual reproduction and the sexual reproduction. Now, what are the various differences between these two? Asexual reproduction involves only one parent, whereas sexual reproduction involves two parents. In case of asexual reproduction, no such structures called the gametes are produced, whereas in case of sexual reproduction, typical gametes, male gamete and the female gamete with half the number of chromosomes are produced. In case of asexual reproduction, the offsprings which are produced as a result of reproduction, since they are the result of the single parent, they are genetically the same as the parents. Whereas in case of sexual reproduction, the offsprings are genetically different from each of the parents type. That is, they show the variations, they show the recombinations of the two parents. Now, before I start with the process of reproduction, I would like to talk about the very important term, and the term is the lifespan. Now, lifespan, it is the period between birth and death of the organism. Lifespan is a specific characteristic of each and every individual, or we can say the upper boundary of life, that is the maximum number of the years which an individual can live, because we cannot predict the life of the individual. There could be an accidental death, there could be some death due to several other causes, but when we talk about the lifespan, we actually talk about the maximum number of the years up to which an organism can exist. Then another associated term is the life expectancy. What is this? Number of years that an average person born in a particular year will live. When we can expect about the totality of the years up to which an organism can live, this is called as life expectancy. Now let us talk about the lifespans of few organisms, for how much they live, since the lifespan has nothing to take with the size of the individual. Size could be smaller or bigger, and that has no proportionation to the number of years up to which live. For example, hedgehog has the life cycle of about 3 years. Deer, mouse, they have the life cycle of about 5.5 years. Wolf lives up to 20 years. Bear lives up to 25 years. Chimpanzee lives up to 55 years. Elephant 56 years. Human being up to 80 years, and the blue whale lives up to the 200 years. Now, as I told you that there are two types of reproduction, the asexual and the sexual. We shall be talking about them one by one, and let us first talk about the asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is the type of reproduction in which a single parent passes genetic information to the offspring which will produce an exact genetic copy. That is, the single parent passes its genetic information, which means it is a process of reproduction which involves only single parent and passes its genetic information to the new coming generation or the offspring. Offspring means the individual of the next generation. Now, there are various types of asexual reproduction such as fission, budding, fragmentation, vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation again could be natural or artificial, which is devised for some horticultural practices. Then is a regeneration and the spore formation. Now, before I start with the various types of the asexual reproduction types, let us first talk about the features of the asexual reproduction or the characteristics of the asexual reproduction. First of all, it involves only single parent. There is no gamete formation and hence no fertilization. The whole process takes place in a small period of time in comparison to the sexual reproduction, which is considered to be little tedious and the longer process. It is a rapid multiplication and growth happens spontaneously. Since they are the products of the single parent, there is limited variation, that is genetically similar offsprings are produced. Since no variations are there, but sometimes genetically similar organisms are of benefit to the horticultural practices and hence this process is exploited. Now I shall be taking up the various types of the asexual reproduction types one by one, and let us first start with the fission. Fission is the process in which the whole organism is involved in the process of reproduction. Since the whole organism is involved in the process of reproduction, so what happens that once the reproduction occurs, nothing is left to which we call the parent. That is, the identity of the parent is completely lost. Now the body divides and the body itself contributes to the formation of the young ones, and hence it is known as the fission. Now there are various types of fission. First is the binary fission, then multiple fission. Let's talk about the binary fission. As the word indicates, binary means two. The body divides into two organisms, and when the body divides into two organisms, if the body divides into two halves, anterior to posterior, as you can see in this diagram, this type of the when anterior to posterior, that is in this diagram you can see the body is being divided anterior to posterior, then it is called as the lateral binary fission. If the body divides into two halves from the center, as you can see in case of paramecium here, the body divides into two halves, cutting the upper half and the lower half. This is called as transverse fission. On the other hand, the multiple fission, if the parent body divides into many small bodies so that more than two organisms are produced, it is called as multiple fission. That is, when the reproduction occurs, instead of two organisms, many organisms are produced, and this is very prevalent in the malaria causing parasite Plasmodium, where the nuclear divisions occurs and gathers a small amount of cytoplasm around each one of the nuclei, which ultimately develops into new organisms. This process is called as the multiple fission. As you can see in this diagram, the cyst wall develops around the spore. Actually, this example is given of the Plasmodium, the malaria causing organism. The daughter nuclei are formed. Each daughter nuclei, it is surrounded by the cytoplasm, which are called as the pseudopodiospores, and ultimately it is liberated into the small organism, which again develops into the complete organisms. Since we are now today discussing the process of fission, and I have discussed that there are two types of fission, binary fission and the multiple fission. Let us discuss their characteristics one by one. In binary fission, it forms two daughter individuals, whereas in multiple fission, many daughter individuals are produced. In binary fission, division occurs for once only, whereas repeated divisions occur in the multiple fission. As I told you that whole of the organisms is involved in the binary fission, and hence after the division has taken place, no residue is left behind. On the other hand, in case of multiple fission, when the division has occurred, the small residue of the parental residue is left behind. Moreover, binary fission takes place under the favorable conditions. That is, when the conditions of the life are favorable, moisture, temperature, all are favoring, then binary fission takes place. Whereas since multiple fission is more a method of perennation than the survival, and it makes the survival of the individual possible, it takes place under the favorable conditions in some cases as well as under unfavorable conditions. In case of binary fission, immortality is present because the parent individual loses its identity and there is no process called the death. Whereas in case of multiple fission, the immortality is absent. Now, the binary fission occurs in case of amoeba, where it reproduces by the divides into two organisms, also in the hydra. Whereas in case of multiple fission, it occurs in plasmodium, which reproduces through the multiple fission where many individuals are produced. So that's all for today, my dear students. We shall be discussing the various other types of the asexual reproduction, such as fragmentation, sporulation, vegetative propagation in our next chapter. Till then, you go through these topics thoroughly so that you continue to understand. So till then, that's all for today. Stay home, stay safe, and